to Bro, Let's Start a Podcast. We got special guest K West and Des, and I'm your host, R Desire. I want to thank you guys for coming to the show.
Yep.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for having us.
So, K West, you have an EP coming out Friday. Tell us more about that.
Okay, so the EP is actually called A Diary of the Broken Hearted, and it's a collaboration that me and Des kind of collaborated on. He produced all the songs, also helped me write some of the songs too. So it's a 3-song EP, and it's more of kind of like an intro to the rest of the album, which we're already working on that, so just wait till that comes out. It will be released on March 8th, this upcoming Friday, and yeah, like, I think it's going to be a really good time, and, you know, I think it's going to be good.
We're all excited for it. And Des, tell us about your musical journey.
My musical journey. Yeah, like I was saying, it started whenever I was little. I was in instruments when I was really young, but really the recording started whenever I was just out of high school, 18, 19. No, it was 18. It was around 2019. Yeah, I just picked up a laptop. Started actually going to other producers to try to make my own songs. Just being a vocalist and learned how they recorded. Seen that they had a software, learned about the software, and you know, pretty much started trying to collect everything I needed to have my own setup. So got my own setup, just really started working with that software. And after doing that over and over and over, and just, you know, really making a hobby out of it, doing it every day, having fun with it, you know, just not stopping.
Well, what would you say was your biggest inspiration at that time?
Biggest inspiration? I had a couple. I mean, I got into music like really late, as in like keeping up with the music scene. Like I got into a lot of SoundCloud rap scene, like kind of later than everyone else did, just because I wasn't really allowed to listen to what I wanted to in high school. My parents were strict, so like I was brought up a certain way. Once I got out on my own, I just, you know, got all this new music and really just found a love for it. So a lot of the, you know, Lil Peep, like really, I mean, the stuff I'm gonna listen to sound like, you know, cliche, but really just SoundCloud rap scene really got me into it. And then from there, it just started developing more into my own personal tastes. But my inspirations, I mean, like I said, most likely SoundCloud rap scene.
Wow.
And just watching them being able to do it like themselves, that was the main thing. Like watching documentaries and stuff, and just seeing them in the basement recording, I was like, wow, that's plausible, you know. That's something that I could see my friends doing. So
Yeah, the 2016 SoundCloud era was just revolutionary, you know?
yeah.
And K West, now that we know about your EP that's coming out, what are your inspirations?
Like in regards to like the EP, or just like in general?
Just EP.
Okay. So like in regards to the EP, some things that kind of influenced it were like I went through like a lot of really crappy relationships, you know, whether it was my fault, their fault, and I kind of wanted to express that like in music and everything. I'm heavily influenced by like Jhené Aiko's music, Taylor Swift's music, and then like there's a couple like, well, there's one line in there where it kind of is almost like a tribute to Blink-182 in there, and then which I guess, you know, people just kind of have to figure that out on their own. And then like, you know, there's like even a couple lines that are in reference to a song that Jhené Aiko wrote. I'm just like heavily influenced by them, and then just you know, music is kind of just a way for me to let everything that I feel out. I grew up pretty angry, so, you know, music's always been like a good outlet for me.
What's the theme, if you had to pick one, of the album? Sorry, the EP.
So it's kind of hard because at first we were going for like a folk theme, and then out of nowhere we were like, let's do like this R&B song.
I guess what's the overall message, theme? Like, what are we? It's a diary.
I mean, yeah, like a diary of like the brokenhearted, and it's kind of just.
What do you think this kind of resembles? I mean, you have basically a song where you are in a relationship, you're out of a relationship, and you're you know,
like the different phases, you know, that we all go through.
So,
like
what would you take that as? Is like a healing or a revenge? Like, what's the theme?
So personally, I've never been like a person of like revenge per se. However, I really feel like it's more of like going through the different phase. Like, you know, you kind of start out like you're really happy with somebody, you want this for the rest of your life, and then something happens, something goes wrong, you're heartbroken over it, you don't really know what you're gonna do, and then you get to that phase where it's like, you know what, fuck you, dude, I don't need you. Like,
Yeah.
like that moving on phase. But it's like I want to go through like the different phases of the heartbreak. I feel like the intro kind of goes through where those phases are, and then it'll kind of represent how the rest of the album's about to go. And I do hope it does help people heal in the process of all of that. Like, I hope in the process of that, some people, it helps bring them clarity. I hope it helps them bring like the healing they need, kind of finding it their own outlet, like healthy outlet of like releasing the pain, the anger, betrayal, like those kind of feelings that they have felt maybe for a long time. Because a lot of people, they don't know how to feel their own feelings, and a lot of people will turn to different things such as like alcohol, drugs, you know, going to like do the extra mile, or like even just sleeping with a lot of people is very unhealthy. And I hope like this could kind of inspire people, like you don't have to turn out, you don't have to go and like turn to like different avenues that are unhealthy and that are not going to benefit you in any way. And there are other ways to help with like healing and facing those own feelings.
Wow. And K West, I know you and Des collaborated on this EP. What artists would you like to collaborate in the future?
So personally, I would like to collaborate with Noah Khan. He's like new, up and coming. He's actually kind of also the reason I started making like some of the music I make. You know, a lot of his songs, they helped get me through a lot of stuff. They helped start my healing journey, along with like Jenny Aiko, and she's somebody else I would love to collaborate with, hopefully one day. And if I get big enough one day, I would love to collaborate with like Taylor Swift. I even want to collaborate with the Suicide Boys, because I feel like that'd just be a lot of fun to do.
Absolutely. And what about you, Des? Who would you like to collaborate with in the future?
I mean, there's no one really in particular that I'd like to collaborate with. I just think that if we have a similar sound, if we have a similar work ethic, and creative mind, you know, we collaborate. Like, if you're willing to collaborate, I want it to be organic. I'm not the type where I like to collaborate with someone for money, so I like an organic collaboration. So I feel like that's what we got here, you know, and that's something that I don't really see myself straying away from.
Yeah. Also, I wasn't done answering your question.
Which part?
Like the who would I want to collaborate with? Because like I know that you make music, and I hope one day like you and I can do a song together.
Honestly, I think that would be a great idea because, you know, with the way this generation is now, I feel like folk, rap, rock, you name it. I feel like it's always been something that everybody's been interested in and they listen to. And sometimes you're ashamed to say you listen to it, but behind closed doors, people listen to it, you know, and that's all that matters. Like, what's that Bob Marley quote? It says, "It doesn't matter if you listen to the music," or how did it go?
So pretty much he said, them don't have to like it, them just have to listen to it, then like it. And that was like a big thing that stuck with me from the Bob Marley movie.
And honestly, I mean, I don't know. My main question is like your upbringing. Like, what inspired you to make music?
So I would say, I didn't have like. It's hard to say that I didn't have the best life because like materialistically, I had a great life. Like I had new clothes all the time. My mom, she worked a lot. Like after she became a nurse, like our lives kind of changed and she just started working a lot. And you know, like she did the best she could as a single mom. And I was alone a lot. I did grow a lot of resentment towards her, resentment towards my dad. I was, like I mentioned earlier, like I was very angry when I was younger, and my brother even like mentions that. He's like, "You were really angry," and like he's like, "You're kind of an asshole," when we were younger, and I'm like, "Yeah, I was," but like music has always been the outlet to help me release whatever I need to release. And I started with writing poems in middle school, and then like one day somebody was like, "Why don't you try to like write music? Like if you can write a poem, you should be able to write music." And I was a choir kid also, so the vocals were already there. The vocals were down, but like my writing skills were, you know, of a middle schooler, and I just started writing music, kind of perfecting it, and then, you know, I became a ghostwriter for like more local artists, and was just like, I thought that's just kind of where I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna be a ghostwriter. That's what I'm gonna be. And then, you know, I met you, and you were like pushing me, and you're like, I love your voice. Like you gotta let other people hear this. Like I think we went and did karaoke one night, and you heard me like sing, and you were like, oh, I know, we gotta get you in the studio. Like people gotta know about your voice.
Hell yeah.
Des, tell us about your upbringing. What inspired you to make music?
What inspired me? I mean, really, just kind of some. I guess what inspired me, honestly, would be my older brother. I seen him doing it, and then I was like, I want to be like that. I want to do music, so I picked up a guitar. That's really where it started. Never put it down. Never stopped. Just kind of stuck with me and it's helped me out through hard times. I mean, you know, I wasn't like most kids. I would sit in my room all day, you know, playing piano, guitar, and just like lock myself into that like for hours, and it taught me a lot, you know, about the instruments, and just honestly doing that gives you those working hours. Like, you know, you need 10,000 hours to master something. I'm sitting in there hours at a time playing piano and guitar, so that helped a lot for my overall just experience. And then on top of that, just being in band in school, learning the scales and everything. And I learned chords, I learned guitar, I learned piano all on my own, but band definitely helped.
All through YouTube videos and whatnot, right?
Yeah. Also
honestly,
taught,
like
so.
we were like rivals though in high school, like choir kids and band kids.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot different actually. It's how we seen it, but
Could you explain the rivalry for the viewers?
Sure.
I mean,
it's not like a rivalry. I did choir until my freshman year, and then I was like, yeah, I sound too Broadway-ish or choir-y. And I just straight up was like, hell no, I ain't doing this no more. And went to ROTC. And that's whenever the beef with bands started. Was when I got in ROTC.
Right.
It was weird. It was a weird rivalry beef with them.
What's ROTC?
It's like, well, JROTC. It's pretty much like in high school when you basically like, you ever see the kids that wear like the uniforms and Destin, you good? You ever see the kids that wear like uniforms, like the military uniforms, but they're like in high school? Or does y'all not have that?
Not in high school, no.
Oh, okay. In college?
Kids in military uniforms, no.
Like high school
military uniforms, yes.
So it's like they're high school students, but like it's like a military class almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like they go to competitions if like you join a team.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you go there, pretty much learn about like the history of the military, learn about how to like be in the military. It's like military training without the screaming and all that good stuff. But you're like, you're in high school.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, and like if
That's
you
a
go
thing.
and join the military and like you're in JROTC, they give you like you get like an extra rank for being in it, from being in JROTC. Like when I joined the army, I automatically came in as like, I think I came in as like a PFC, which is like E3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And how was your experience with that?
Interesting. It was very interesting. Loved it for the most part, till I got pregnant with my son, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna head out, y'all.
It was fun while it lasted.
It's been real, it's been fun, and it ain't been real fun, so I'm gonna head the fuck out of here.
Wow.
It was a cool time though. I love to tell people that basic training, when I went through that, was the best time of my entire life. Because like, I'm miserable, but I got all these cool ass people that are miserable too, and I get free food. I get 3 square meals a day, free. I get a free bed to sleep in. I get free clothes. I know what I'm gonna wear. I know what I'm gonna do. Like, shit. As long as I'm minding my business, I wasn't getting yelled at. So.
Wow. And Kayla, what is your next move as far as musically?
So like I mentioned before, we are going to be working on the next part of the album, because what we're expecting here is to have pretty much 4 parts of the album. Like, this is the intro, but then we're gonna also have chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, because instead of like doing like, you know, like one just big album, we do want to do like different parts, like kind of like a book, like an actual like diary. Like, we're telling a story here. You know, the intro is giving you like a taste of what you're about to get, and then once we get into the albums, like, it's game over at that point. Like, we're about to have chapter 1. I've already started writing music for it. I've already got like I think 2 songs written for it, and it's gonna have 5 songs on each chapter, and then we're gonna have like an 18 song album. So.
Wow.
And we're also gonna start filming music videos pretty soon for a couple of the songs in the video in the EP, and then hopefully, you know, we'll see what happens with the universe and what God has planned for me, and hopefully, you know, one thing leads to another, and we can take off and get the fuck out of Oklahoma.
Wow. And Des, what about you? What's your next move?
My next move, really just keep doing what I'm doing, just working. You know, I'm not sure where I want to go from the artist side of things, so that's why I haven't been focusing on that. But as a producer, I mean, I'm always, you know, always mixing songs, mastering for people, and always trying to make a good beat. I mean,
Yeah.
really. But, you know, even though I haven't been making art, you know, songs as an artist, I'm still write down all my ideas. You know, you get something in your head, you write it down. That's just what you do as a creative person, you know, in my mind. That's what I do, because I know I'm not gonna remember it later, so
Yeah.
I smoked too much for that. Yeah, and I think that's something I heard Kanye West or DJ Khaled do. One of the two greats. But yeah, they said they wrote down pretty much any idea that pops in their head, and that stuck with me. So
Yeah, I mean,
I write it down, and then even if I don't use it, someone that might come record in my studio might use it. So
yeah.
it's good to have that stuff. But yeah, just continue doing what I'm doing, and I don't really have any major steps. Just perfecting my craft, really. Something that's always gonna be with me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, like Deadass. So if we get big though, I gotta bring you with me because like you're my producer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely down for opportunities. So
And that reminds me, we have a special guest question here from our viewers. They want to ask y'all, what do y'all think about up and coming artists? What would you say if they have a hard time releasing music or doubting themselves? What would your response be to that?
So I mean, this is like the first time I'm ever releasing music, but I feel like surrounding yourself with people that kind of uplift you and that kind of push you to kind of, get out of your comfort zone. Like I said, like I was gonna stick to just being a ghostwriter for local artists, and that was gonna be it. However, like you and like others in my life like pushed me to like start recording my own music. And so, I feel like just doing it and like putting your fear and your doubts to the side, because again, like, nobody has to like your music. Whatever you write, nobody has to like it at that moment because nobody's heard it yet. So how can anybody like it if they don't hear it? So once somebody hears it, somebody out there is gonna like your music. And I also had one friend, and he's a local artist, and he was telling me that it doesn't matter if he's performing for one person or like 1,000, 1,000,000. It doesn't matter who. He's gonna always do his thing, and he's gonna always bring the heat as if he is always performing for like 1,000,000 to 1,000,000,000 people. He does not care who comes, because at least somebody showed up to support him.
Wow.
yeah, it's true.
What do you think about that as far as...
Just releasing music as beginner. I mean, honestly, my perspective is you just gotta do it. Like, you can't be scared. You can't care what people think. People are always gonna put you down. Oh, you need to get off that. Like, what you doing? You know, SoundCloud rap, or you trying to be a SoundCloud rapper. Like, they always like to put SoundCloud in front of music or rapper, in front of artistry. It's like, now I'm just making music. I'm doing what I've always done. Now I'm just letting some people that care know about it. Can't really just, like she said, surround yourself around people that's gonna support you. So you can't be around people like that or put energy towards stuff like that. So you just do you. You just keep putting out the music that you like. But at the same time, I mean, as a beginner, you don't want to put something out that's bad quality. If you're making your first song and it's not even coherent, you need to practice that. I'm not gonna say that you need to put out bad music, because we don't need more bad music. We have plenty of bad music out there already. So you do need to work on your craft, if it's something you want to take seriously, but you shouldn't let the opinions of others stop you from doing something that you might be, really into. If you feel like, your family or someone's judging you, that's just something that kind of comes with it, and then same time, you know, you want that person in your life. If they're gonna judge you for doing something you love, I mean, that's just how I view it.
Yeah. Honestly, one thing that I did like enjoy like working with you is that sometimes I like would get, I call it like mushy mouth, because you can't understand what I'm saying whenever like I sing. And you would just be like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to do that again. I don't know what you just said.
You know, just keeping it real is a big thing too. You know, you can't, you know, if you know something's wrong, you let them put that out there as a producer, you know, that's attached to my name as well. So it's
Yeah.
like, why would I not, you know, say something like, let's re-record this part because I know you can do better. Like,
Yeah.
that's another thing. I try to bring out the best in the people I work with.
Yeah, I think we
Musically.
recorded like one song, like the beginning. Had to re-record that like 50 times because I
Yeah.
could not get
Sometimes
it down.
takes that, you know what I mean? It takes, you know, trying over and over again to get it right, and once you do get it right, you know, you feel
Yeah.
accomplished. You know, even if you don't ever end up releasing the song, it's still like, okay, that's, like I said, that 10,000 hours to master something. You're practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you don't want to have yes men around you. You
Yeah.
know, because especially for up and coming artists, you know, you already have people that doubt you
Yeah.
constantly. Family, friends, even Joe Schmo, the guy you met at the gas station, he's constantly doubting you. You know,
Yeah.
and at the
Like,
end of the
you
day,
also got people that are constantly doing
Supporting
opposite.
you. And
Yeah.
honestly, what I've learned in life
Opposite.
is that like the people closest to you will never support you as much as strangers will support you. Like
Yeah.
I've had people that are close to me be like, oh no, like I don't know why you're trying to release music. I don't know why you're trying to like, you know,
Do that.
come up. Like
Word.
I had a friend, I sent them one of my songs and she left me on red. And then, like, she's supposed to be, like, one of my best friends. And I tried texting her again, and she just keeps leaving me on red. But it's, like, always on Facebook and, like, doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's like,
we're good.
you know, sometimes too, like, they don't want to know that side of you or care to listen to something and think that, oh, that's a person I know. Then they get a different, you know, view of you in their head. And
Yeah.
it doesn't match up with the person
That they
that
created.
they've created in their head. So it's like, it creates paradox in their head that they don't like to think about. So
Yeah.
they're going to, you know, ignore it and not support you, but that's fine, you know. I don't send my music out anymore to my friends or Snapchat list because it's just gonna get left unopened.
Wow.
Yeah, true.
People, you know.
Yeah. Strangers.
So really, the word of mouth is still the best way to get your stuff out there.
Yeah.
Because you have so many ads and so many people running promotions. You know, maybe when it first started, it would have been beneficial, like to run Instagram ads, and I'm sure you still can if you put enough budget into it, but you're gonna need
Yeah, I'm not
a
doing
really
that.
good amount
I'm not doing that.
to get some reach and run an actual, you know, ad campaign. online.
Honestly, TikTok has. I feel like TikTok's a pretty good way to promote your
Yeah,
music
yeah,
now,
if you're getting a lot of
especially because they
views.
took off like so many like the big artist names, like all the like the
Mhm.
big artists, all their music is like been taken off. So now like I feel like right now is the best time for like small artists to start releasing more music and promoting it.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, social media is always a good tool. I just when, you know, when you first started, I would suggest throw a bunch of money into Instagram ads and stuff. Word of mouth is definitely gonna
Yeah.
be the best way. Cause you know what I mean, like I meet people like you said, you met people, strangers that support you more than your friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mechanic as well, so I'll meet truck drivers that find out, you know, oh, I do music when I'm not, you know, working on trucks or
Yeah.
at my job. And it's like, some of them sit down, this dude had a whole 30-minute conversation with me. I mean,
Yeah.
just like telling me, you know, hey, I'm 32, I didn't do this, I wanted to do it, you know, chase that. You know, he really was telling me to chase stuff that I'm working on outside of work. So, you're gonna find a lot of people like that, but they're not wrong, you know.
Yeah.
They're not wrong. He obviously is older and wishes he would have pursued something that he had a passion for. So I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Always pursue whatever I believe in and stuff I like.
It's a really good thing to do.
Yeah, because honestly, it breaks my heart, you know, because like Juice WRLD, he started off making music on his phone, bunch of freestyles and whatnot, and you know, Lil Peep, Six Dogs, like you name it, X, everybody just started off, and you know they just wrote them off, right, and then now,
They're like some of like the biggest names in like rap, you know. Sucks that like they're, you know, unalived, but they like their music still touches people's like soul, helps them get through people, like they still help people get through a lot of stuff, you know.
Wow. And to wrap things up here, K West and Des, is there anything you guys want to let the people out there know?
Just check out the EP. You know, if you like it, you like it. Support it. If not, that's okay too. At least, you know, either way, you gave it a try.
Yeah.
And it's a Diary of the Brokenhearted. It'll be released on Spotify and Apple Music on Friday at midnight. I hope you guys check it out.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't really have much to say other than do what you love. You know, don't let people bring you down, and don't ever stop.
Wow.
Motivational, inspirational.
It's been a fun time. Remember, guys, check out Juanito's Caribbean in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. Remember, March 8th, this Friday. Check out Diary of a Brokenhearted. Thanks again, K West and Des. I'm your host, Our Desire, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.